Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 272. Oh, it's Friday. Thankfully. It's the weekend is almost upon us. We've got some more wacky weather. It's only going to be in like the 50s today and then 82 tomorrow. And it's been like that all week long. It's been hot, cold, hot, cold. So my weekend plans, I think I'm going to switch those up. I was going to make my bicycle trip to Mount Horeb, which is about 15 miles west. I was going to do a bike ride there, stop at a brewery for lunch, and bicycle back. But I have some yard work to do. I'm a vegetable gardener, so I need to prepare for the gardens, which I don't plant here in Wisconsin until the third week. Usually in like the Midwest, you want to plant your vegetables. Like Mother's Day weekend is like that's when you do it. But the first couple years I did it Mother's Day weekend, we would get a freeze or a frost the week after, and it always seemed the following weekend was safe. So I've been going that route. But I'm doing it. I'm not planting, but I need to prepare a little earlier because I ruined both of my garden bed boxes late last summer when I was, what do you call it? Dethatching or whatever. You use that big machine. It's like a 300-pound thing that, puts little dirt turds in your yard. So I ran over my garden bed boxes. So on one hand, it's like, why I should have just used like a strip, my first like go instead of doing it right next to the garden boxes because I didn't know how much power it actually had doing it in the middle of the lawn. I'm glad I did it on that side and not the other side because I would have taken out the neighbor's fence. So at least it was only garden boxes that I took out. But I've got a shop for new garden boxes. There's weeds growing up, so I want to take care of that. Want to get the lawn mowed again. So I think that's Saturday's plan instead of a fun bicycle trip to a brewery. So that's the weekend plan. What's up, guys? George, good morning. Shitty weather over here today and rain. Yeah, it's cloudy and cold. It's only like 45 right now. I looked at the forecast. It's like, am I going to wear jeans or shorts today? And today is another jeans day. I think Monday and Tuesday were shorts days. Wednesday, Thursday were jeans, and tomorrow back to shorts. What's up, Zach? Good morning, Brad, David, Jeremy, Herman. What's up? So I'm going to start with the NFL draft. So I paired the NFL draft with some Bud Light and some Jack's frozen pizza, which was delicious. And then a nightcap of opening Cubs mail that I have left unopened for about 3 weeks. So I'll show off some of that. Let's talk NFL draft. So the first three picks were no surprise. First two picks were no surprise. We had Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson going 1-2. No surprise there. The 49ers was kind of the wild card. So yesterday in my mock yesterday morning, I said, who did I have going to I think I had Justin Fields going 3 to the 49ers. I changed that after the show. So my final mock draft, I did have Trey Lance going to the 49ers based on what I was reading yesterday morning. Justin Fields was dropping. Trey Lance and Mac Jones were rumored to the 49ers. So Jeremy's happy about Trey Lance. The more I read about Trey Lance, I didn't know much about him despite him playing in the, I almost said Summit League, the Missouri Valley Football Conference where my Western Illinois Leathernecks play. I think I was jaded by Carson Wentz. And it's like, oh, here's another North Dakota State. They're going to pump him up based on the pedigree of NDSU. But based on what I read, I think he's gonna be a stud. What's up, Mark? Good morning. Jones was looking horrified. Yeah, Mac Jones like sprinted down when he got the call. But I wanted Mac Jones to go to the Bears over Justin Fields, but for Mac, New England is a much better place than Chicago. As far as, even Jim McMahon said Chicago's where quarterbacks go to die. And it's kind of true, unfortunately. So number 4 was Kyle Pitts the tight end from Florida, to the Falcons. Bengals took Jamar Chase. I thought Sewell. I know Jamar Chase was rumored because of the whole Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Give Joe Burrow a wide receiver, but the Bengals needed some help to protect Joe Burrow. So I'm surprised they didn't go offensive lineman to protect their prized QB, but they give him a wide receiver. And then a wideout went 6 to the Dolphins, Jalen Waddle. So another quarterback wide receiver pairing with Tua, the former Alabamian, is teamed up with former wideout from Alabama, Jalen Waddle. Sewell then drops to number 7. He goes to the Detroit Lions. J.C. Horn goes 8 to the Carolina Panthers. Broncos take Patrick Surtain out of Alabama. Another Crimson Tide goes 10 to the Eagles. Devonta Smith, the Heisman winner. And then we had a trade up at number 11. I was so happy. My buddy Johnny texted me and he's like, do you think the Bears are going to go before the trade? Like a minute before the trade was announced, Johnny texted me and he's like, what do you think the Bears do? And I said, I hope they trade up, because now we're outside the top 10 and there's 2 quarterbacks available. I thought there would only be 1 quarterback left at that spot. But both Jones and Fields fell out of the top 10. So the Bears trade up. Like I mentioned, I was hoping for Mac Jones. I love Justin Fields too. I don't love the Ohio State quarterback. They haven't really groomed many pro quarterbacks for the NFL, but you never know. I made a comment. Somebody mentioned that on Facebook last night, and I made the comment, neither had Texas Tech. Texas Tech had never grown an NFL quarterback until Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, it's just kind of you can't really go by the system they played or whatever, but I like Justin Fields there at number 11 to the Bears. I'm excited. The Bears had to draft a quarterback, maybe not necessarily in the first round, but they had to get one of the mid-round guys like a Davis Mills or Kellen Mond. They had to take a quarterback at some point in the first couple of rounds. So to come in the first round and get Justin Fields, I love that pick for the Bears. Mark says, how can you not be good at Alabama when all 3 receivers go in the first round? Yeah, no doubt. What was up with the lazy boy chair? So, David, the lazy boy, that was, remember last year, the NFL draft last year was done all via Zoom, and Roger Goodell did it from his basement, and that was his seat. So that was the actual lazy boy that Roger Goodell sat in and hosted the NFL draft in 2020. And it became kind of people were laughing. And Roger Goodell looked, by day 3, he looked absolutely exhausted in his basement. He had gone from the well-polished suit and tie, here I am, it's the NFL draft, to by day 3, he's in like a t-shirt and sweatpants. I'm exaggerating a bit, but it had that kind of look. He's in a t-shirt and just kind of like, okay, it's the 7th round. Packers keeping Aaron Rodgers, happy drafting a cornerback. Rodgers won a few humans I can see sitting out a year out of spite. He is stubborn, recently engaged, and has $250 million from playing. Yeah, and wants to host Jeopardy. Yeah, so that was the big news coming out yesterday. And living in Wisconsin and being a Bears fan, that is just like, I get to tease my coworkers and neighbors. So that was, I loved that news coming out. So the first news came out that, what was the first news? The first news blurb that I got via one of the sports apps said that the 49ers offered a package of the number 3 overall pick, Jimmy Garoppolo, other picks, and other players. A huge package for Aaron Rodgers. And I'm like, how can you not take that? Aaron Rodgers ain't no spring chicken. There's only a couple years left of Aaron Rodgers. And you get the 3 pick, you get Garoppolo. You drafted a quarterback last year in the first round, Jordan Love. Let's not forget that. So you can have Jimmy Garoppolo come in, and yeah, Jimmy G's not the Jimmy G that we thought he would become a few years ago. But you've got Jimmy Garoppolo that can come in, and if Jordan Love still needs some time, you've got a good NFL quarterback in Garoppolo, and you've got Jordan Love that you drafted last year in the first round, not like a fifth or sixth round project. Like, this is the heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers. You have him. Now you're going to get a quarterback that can come in right away. The number 3 pick, other picks, other players. How can you not do that? As a Bears fan, I'm happy that they didn't do that. Even though Aaron Rodgers beats up on the Bears, that trade would have set them up for a long time. And my buddy Kyle, him and I that do the mock drafts, we were, talking about it back and forth. And he's like, and you can trade down other teams. You get a top quarterback at number 3. This is a quarterback heavy draft, 5 quarterbacks in the first round. And, you've got your pick of Trey Lance, Mac Jones, and Justin Fields at that number 3 pick. The Packers can trade down and get another slew of draft picks. I can't believe, and maybe that was like a false rumor. Maybe that was not offered. I think later on it came out that they hadn't actually received any offers. So it could have been smoke and mirrors. Who knows? But if presented, I think that would have been an amazing deal. And a lot of, like a couple of my coworkers that came out during the workday. So I shared that. And, so one of my coworkers is like, oh, you can't get rid of Aaron Rodgers. He's got the green and gold covered glasses. He can't see through. But I thought that would have been, and then it came out that he's unhappy. He doesn't want to come back. So who knows? And now I think he's happy. He's happy with the draft picks. Who knows? Drama in Green Bay. Jeremy is still shocked that Owosu Koromoa didn't get picked. Notre Dame bias here, but I just find that unbelievable. Packers shareholders all over Wisconsin are upset. Rodgers is 38 trade. Now, exactly. Like, yeah, he still has a few years, but if you're not surrounding him, which the Packers have not done, have not surrounded him with talent to win, you're just wasting, you're wasting your own franchise's ability to win and Aaron Rodgers. And I can see why he would be disgruntled and upset. Zach Wilson equals next Mitch Trubisky. Who knows about Zach Wilson? But that was like a lock. 1 and 2, it was like a lock with Lawrence and Wilson. Rest of the first round, Brad's Dallas Cowboys took Micah Parsons from Penn State, linebacker. I'm curious to what Brad thinks about that. We'll have to tune in to Texas Card Dude as he goes live later this morning. Chargers took Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. My mock, I had him going 20 to the Bears. I didn't have any trades in my mock draft. Jets at 14 go Elijah Vera Tucker in a trade with the Vikings. Patriots then at 15 took Mac Jones. Zaven Collins, linebacker, went to Arizona. Alex Leatherwood, who a couple months ago, so I follow, and I mentioned this yesterday, I follow mock drafts all year long. Alex Leatherwood was a top 15, top 20 draft pick. There was a lot of mock drafts months ago that had Alex Leatherwood as a Bears target at number 20. And the Redskins. So Alex Leatherwood, as of a couple months ago, was a first round mock. But then in recent weeks, he fell out. And like I think Mel Kiper said during the actual broadcast last night, that he had Alex Leatherwood as a mid to late second round guy. So that's the classic Raiders reach. Darius Hayward-Bay. That was one big reach. There was another one within the last 5-10 years. The old first round Raiders reach, Alex Leatherwood. They could have, and they did. I love analytics. So they had like the chances of the Raiders being able to draft Alex Leatherwood in the second round at their pick was like 60 or 70%. There was a 60 or 70% chance they could have just drafted somebody in the first round and then waited and still got their man in the second round. Jalen Phillips out of Miami went to Miami to the Dolphins at 18. Jamin Davis went to the Washington team. Giants at 20 after their trade out with the Bears took a wide receiver, Kadarius Toney. Colts took Kwity Paye. I just love that name, out of Michigan. 22, the Titans took Caleb Farley, cornerback from VTech. Vikings then at 23 after they traded down, get Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech. First running back off the board at 24, Steelers with Najee Harris out of Alabama, another Alabama first rounder. Jags took a running back, another quarterback running back or a quarterback running back combo. This time, Travis Etienne, running back from Clemson, teams up with their other first rounder, Trevor Lawrence. Cleveland took Greg Newsome, another Northwestern Wildcat. So 2 Northwestern guys go in the first round. Another wide receiver goes 27. The Ravens took Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Peyton Turner from Houston goes to the Saints at 28. The Packers, their pick, Eric Stokes out of Georgia, a cornerback. Gregory Rousseau from Miami goes to the Bills at 30. Ravens took Jason Owe from Penn State. And then Joe Tryon, an edge from Washington, went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that was your first round. George is napping as we talk the NFL draft. So that wraps up NFL draft talk. Overall, the only gripe I have about the NFL draft, as Ken would say, fart noise. So actually now I'm going to, since you bring up Ken, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the NFL draft. So the NFL draft is way too long. Like it did. I wish it would start at 6, but I get the whole prime time and in numbers and all that. But I'm done by like pick 21, 22. I'm ready for bed. So I think I lasted till like pick 22 or 23 last night, and then I decided to go to bed. So Ken yesterday tweeted about, I'm so old I remember the days of the Saturday Sunday NFL draft. And I'm like, yeah, that was the good old days. And then I thought about it, and it really wasn't, because I didn't have cable back then. Growing up, I didn't have cable, so I never could watch the draft unless I went to my neighbor's house, and I did a couple times. Would watch it like on a Saturday, but I had other stuff going on. It was like during the day in late April. It's like some of the first nice weather we get in the Midwest, so we want to be outside and not inside watching 6 hours Saturday and Sunday of the NFL draft. So was it really the good old days? And I thought about it, and you know what? I do kind of prefer the current format, although it does last a really long time. Brad says he liked it better when it was Saturday, Sunday, all day draft. I'm mixed on it. I like this format better. However, if it's cold or rainy on Saturday, Sunday, then see, I'm fair weather. Then I would like the all day because I'm stuck inside anyway. But if like tomorrow it's going to be 80, I'm going to be outside doing yard work. I don't want it going on all day, which I think it will. It starts at 11. What does it go? 11 to 6 or something tomorrow? I can't remember. So I'm like mixed. Like some years it's like, hey, I wish we had all day draft on the weekend because it's cold and rainy. And then if it's 80 and sunny, I want that Thursday night prime time. When I was a kid at 17 rounds, PJ's in NFL draft. I like the first round in prime time, but do agree I'm over it after my team picks. Yeah, and that's kind of I was still somewhat interested after the Bears, because the Bears ended up picking earlier than I thought at 11. Kind of 20 is like, even when I'm reading mock drafts, by the time I get to the Bears at 20, I'm like, okay, and then I just read the names. I don't read the capsules anymore. So enough draft talk. So I got some mail. So I only brought in a couple items. So I think Jeremy's in here today. So Jeremy sent me a package a while ago. So I apologize for not opening up my mail sooner. But he sent some stuff, some old baseball digests. I love these from 1984 Ryan Sandberg. And actually, Jeremy, I don't think I have either of these issues. I have a bunch of Cubs magazines, but I don't think I have either of these. Bull Durham, big Leon Durham. And then he sent some really sweet Here's a select prism multicolor. I don't know what exactly color that is, but Chris Bryant from 2020. Robel Garcia, this is Topps. Is it Museum Collection? 5-star. Topps 5-star. Robel Garcia rookie auto. A Sapphire Jason Kipnis. Did not have that. That's a cool card. How about this? Nico Horner with the stripe. Love it. And this, I think, Jeremy, this was my favorite card. Adbert Alzolay, Immaculate Collection, auto relic, and it's signed in like the silver paint pen. That's a sexy card. That's a banger. This is a sweet card. Love this card from 2020. Oscar De La Cruz. At one point, he was the Cubs' overall top prospect. And he was actually released last May. Hard to make a package when we were both Cubs card collectors, right? Here's Jason Hayward, relic card from Topps Holiday. And then I actually received two of these. So two of the packages I opened last night had this Javi Baez Stadium Club. It's not a box topper. Maybe it is a box topper, but I got two of those last night in the mail I opened. So Jeremy, thank you so much. I'm going to get your package out. I've got the Joe Mauer ticket. As I was sorting through this week, as I reorganized, I found a stack of River Bandits cards. So I'm going to send those to you. And then Joe Mauer cards. So I'll get those in the mail tomorrow. That's what I had for today. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. So sorry to bore you with the NFL draft talk. By the way, my Bowman boxes, I bought 3 Bowman boxes from the Topps website. They were shipped like the same day. I got shipping notification. My latest tracking says they will be delivered tomorrow. Hopefully it comes true. Now, when I order from Topps, I do the free, or I actually had to pay like $7 for shipping on this one because I didn't put a Topps Now card in there or whatever. But usually when people pay for like expedited shipping, I'll get my free FedEx Smart Post faster. I don't want to jinx it, but a lot of times that's been the case. So it's in transit. It's showing Saturday delivery. I'll check it a couple times today just to make sure. So I'm hoping those boxes arrive tomorrow. Now, when I do, and I see sometimes FedEx Smart Post goes, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes FedEx Smart Post will be delivered by FedEx, and then sometimes it's delivered by the post office, Smart Post. So sometimes they'll deliver it to the post office, and then the mailman delivers it. So when it comes to the weekend, it's almost like I want it to go to the post office because they will deliver it on Sundays. I don't know if FedEx actually, if it stays with FedEx, they'll deliver it on Sundays. But if it's delivered to the post office on Saturday, it won't come to me until Monday. So I'm hoping, even if it's delayed, if it's with FedEx, it might come Sunday. If they go to the post office, it might be Monday. But right now, it says Saturday. So I may have a rip party Saturday night. David says his Bowman boxes just have a tracking number. So mine had a tracking. So when Wednesday, mine just had a tracking number. And then it updated Thursday and said it had been dropped off. And then so yesterday was Thursday. It had been dropped off and it was in transit. So it went like almost a full day of not having any updates. So it was just the label was created. But then like yesterday afternoon, it updated that the FedEx was in possession in Pittston, Pennsylvania, and that it was on its way. And that's when I didn't have like an estimated delivery date until FedEx was in possession, which was yesterday afternoon. And that's when it said it'll be to me on Saturday. David doesn't have his Trevor Lawrence boxes. I saw those start popping up this week. So that's what I had for today. Brad is up next. He'll talk a little NFL draft. So check him out on the Texas Card Dude channel. Have a great Friday. and we'll talk tomorrow morning.